Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Green Onions, Booker T and the MG, Steve Cropper on guitar. This is a great tune. This is really super duper awesome, and we're going to have a look at the solo as well. So first thing to realise, there's multiple parts there. Just then I was kind of trying to be a bit clever and mixing up the bass part and the little chip, but it's also a good idea to see those two, the bass line and the little chip together. So even though the first guitar part you're going to hear on the record is actually these little, what I call chips, the little part, I want to show you the guitar riff that doubles the bass. That's this. I want to show you that part first of all, because that way I can stick that in the looper and show you how the chips work. It'll kind of make a little bit more sense. So let's go to a close-up. Okay, so the riff is starting with the first finger in the first fret of the thickest string. 1, 2, and then little finger in the fourth fret of the thickest string. And the last note is with the first finger in the first fret of the fifth string. So it's this rhythm, 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. That the picking is down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down. It's nice to put a little bit of palm mute on it as well. Makes it a bit more thuddy and cool. And it's going to play that 4 times. That's starting with the F bass note there, that's the note F. Okay, then we're going to move it over to the note B flat, which is the first fret of the fifth string. We play exactly the same thing twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to F. Now we play it in C, starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the third fret of the fifth string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to B flat. Back to F twice. Now I'm pretty sure on the record that it's played here. The C is played here. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Because you can hear a little hammer on there for the last note. But it's the same notes, just if you do it here, you can do a little hammer on. Being pretty fussy, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's go through that whole sequence once of the way through so you can check it out, and I'm going to stick it into the looper as well before I show you the chip. So here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Over to B flat. Back to F. Up to C. B flat. Back to F. And that's the sequence, okay? So the sequence is F, B flat, and C, okay? Now the chip, this little thing here, it's the third fret on the second and third strings. These two notes. It's kind of unusual 2 notes to have over the F. It sounds great in context. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if I was just doing it without that other part, just be using my third finger and making sure I do an up pick, just starting on the second string, and then relax my fingers very quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and that quick, like really just quick up pick and then relax the fingers so that the note stops, okay? So it's 2 frets above the root note, okay? The first chord was F. When we go to the next one, it was B flat, which is also here, 6th fret on the thicker string. So that's where those next 2 would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Then to C, that's the 3rd fret there, but that's the 8th fret. So it would be the 2 notes to play for the chip are 2 frets higher than the root note. There's the root note on the 8th fret, so that's the 10th fret. 8th fret. Back to the 3rd fret. Talking about the fret that the chips are on. So let's have a quick go at playing that through with the backing track. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the main nuts and bolts of the song. Let's have a little look at the solo. Just play it along for you now one time so you can have a listen. This solo, although it may seem a little simple at first, has lots of little subtle things that you might want to check out. I would strongly recommend you going through and listening to this solo very carefully and trying to pick up some of the cool playing in this. Steve Cropper is an all-time guitar legend and definitely worth a lot of study. So let me just give you kind of a rundown of it. To go through this really carefully would take a long time. So let me just give you some of the little hints. First thing, first little bend, tone bend, but we get lots of this where we're bending the first fret of the third string. Little curl. It's not like a proper bend, it's just a quarter tone or something. You can pull it down or you can push it up, doesn't matter. Yeah, a lot of this action, the two notes, and then the bend. That one, it's not really a proper tone bend. It's more like a half bend. Moving up into pattern 2 of the minor pentatonic. Little flick off after the bend. Not really sure if you wanted that note, but it sounds great still. That's a really interesting lick as well. Flicky off to the open string. Really weird, but sounds great again. Okay, so all of that's kind of improvised, but you can see it's just... It's all just based around that minor pentatonic-y thing. A little bit up into pattern 2. It's mainly based around that. That lick. The second half of the solo is this pattern. Pretty much all of the way through. Together, thinnest 2 strings, bend, release, and then the little curl thing on that note. Then up to the B flat, back to F, C, back to F. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun playing this tune. It really is an all-time guitar classic. Steve Cropper is one of the greatest guitar players that's ever lived. It's really, his groove and time is just impeccable. And speaking of groove and time, one of the things that you really want to do with a track like this is play along with the original recording. Don't just kind of play it yourself. Play along with the actual record, the original Booker T version, because you'll really start to absorb some of that groove when you're playing along. You know, you'll start to hear if you're playing exactly with Steve Cropper's part, you know, because the way we play, it's not metronomically or mathematically perfect. That doesn't sound right. Otherwise, everyone would use drum machines instead of real drummers. There's something about things not quite being right in a very human way. And that's the kind of the groove thing, this mystical, very hard to teach, very hard to explain, but you absorb it by playing along with people with great groove. And this record is one of those ones that you should be doing that. Just playing that simple riff, that simple following the bass line guitar riff, but really making sure that you're really in the pocket and it's grooving and feeling good. That's a big challenge to do that. Probably harder than the solo, to really make it sit in the pocket good. So that would be the first thing I'd recommend you doing. I hope I've given you enough of the solo that you can have a go at it, but not too much. I really recommend that you're using your ear a lot, and you know, it's not a difficult solo to take down, to write out, especially if you watch through the video, you've seen where I'm playing the notes. So then going through with a CD and listening to every note, every bar, one note at a time, and writing it down yourself, and really making sure that you learn it in your ear. you know, because you pick up stuff when you do things yourself, you know, those little subtle bends and the phrasing of it. That stuff I can't teach it to you. You have to learn it using your ears. You have to. You really, that's just the way to do it. So, you know, I kind of was doubtful whether I should even put this, like there's a tab in the songbook. I was going, oh, maybe I shouldn't put the tab, maybe I shouldn't teach it. But I know there's some of you guys that have trouble with the transcribing, which is why I've given you a pretty big step up if you wanted to have a go at learning this solo. And it's such a great solo that I'm hoping that that's enough for you. And yeah, have a lot of fun with it, and I'll see you for plenty more lessons and songs very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.